a forgotten spawn that for a time was one of the best places for experience and profit. This is the Nightmare Isles. This spawn has 3 possible locations. It varies every day as servers say. In order to find out where it is, besides going to the actual location, is to use the world board in the adventure skill. Look for the message that starts with a Samson's travels, and then look at the last sentence. Northern Coast means north of Darasha, Near Drefia is to the west of Darasha, and then Tarpits means Isangramon. With that, head to wherever the portal is and it will take you to the spawn. Here you will find 3 types of creatures, mainly shocking fears and wretching horrors, but in the middle you also find silencers. The main source of damage to the EK is physical, but they can do some nasty combos, and to defend yourself against that, you must use some life drain protection. AoE from the creatures is near the EK, so shooters don't get hit much at all throughout the hunt, and whenever a monster goes for a shooter, you can use energy bombs to defend yourself, but do not rely too much on energy bombs, and as the EK you need to try to rest every monster on the way to the spot. That way you reduce the retargeting and the need of energy bombs, unlike other spawns where using bombs affects the next lap by having them still there. In this case, it's just a simple matter of wasting attack turns. If no monsters go for you and you still use an energy bomb, then that's a miss attack, which lowers the experience over time, and it is a bad habit to rely too much on using bombs. Also, offensively, you should use avalanches. Even though they take reduced damage from ice, it's still the best option to use. As the EK, it could be better to use physical, depending on your weapons available. In my case, I use a 200 destruction weapon, which definitely works best for me, but that also means skipping a shield, and you might need one depending on your team. And before I start to break down the lab, this spawn is divided by islands, hence the name, but some of them are connected by stairs that act like teleports. Some people find it confusing at first to follow the lab, and as the EK, you might need to slow down the pace to make sure the druid is following you. And with that said, let's get started with the lab, which I personally prefer more clockwise, but I have done better in the past with counterclockwise. It is a weird spawn where the direction you come from can affect the pulls based on your own team. Regardless, this video will cover the clockwise lab. So from the entrance, go south in the first island. Upon going up, try to stand near the middle as sometimes monsters are towards the south, and then follow the path to the south into the next island. This one sometimes is hard to set up as the creatures might be near the stairs, or EK gets paralyzed in the choke. However, ideally you want to stand around here so that the MS can wave from the side. The next island, you want to also go past the middle and hopefully get a bit further in. If there isn't enough room to go past the EK and the only option is getting close to the box, be aware that on HP as a mage you could get comboed by AoEs, so it's not so bad to use avalanche from distance sometimes. Then on the next pool, stand around the middle, follow the path, and then on the next island, stand by the right side of the wall. Then on the next pool, stand around the middle, but peek towards the north if you don't see 7 monsters, as they might be closer to the stairs. You also have 2 stairs, one to the right and one to the north. Continue going north. For the next pool, it will be the first one where you encounter 8 monsters, and it does get noticeable harder right away, so watch out the AK HP. The next island is big on size, so you gotta walk further in to make sure you get all the creatures, which also has 8 monsters. And then after that, this pool will have 9 creatures, so for this one, it's okay to go with preset energy bomb spots, or to have the RP ready to off-tank the extra monster, and once he gets it, he could even put it in front of the MS for him to wave. Then go southeast and down the stairs. This pool has 6 creatures, but sometimes some of them walk too far south, and you might need to go look for them. After this pool, you have 2 options. You could continue south and keep the lab smaller and cleaner, or take the stairs to the left, which take you to the middle area. The downside of doing the smaller lab is that you might run into overkill, and also miss out on the silencer pools which are in the middle. So in our case, we take the stairs to the left, which also happens to be the first one that act like teleports, set up near the broken house in the middle. In rare cases, people coming down from the stairs might get trapped by a creature on the 1 square away. If that happens, it is possible to levitate down from the upstairs towards the left. The next pool has 6 creatures, and you set up on the middle or to the south. Then take the stairs, and once teleported, take the ones to the right, which often gets trolled by the creatures since it also has 1 square path by the stairs. So as the EK, either stair hop or just try to be fast for this pool every time, and you want to stand towards the right side of the island for this one, which also has 2 other stairs. Take the one to the right, which leads you to the first pool with silencers. Stand in the middle around this spot for it. Be aware that silencers lower magic level, and if they go for a druid, he will heal much less, so for that reason it might be preferred to have the druid use energy bombs in these upcoming pools. For the next pool, go southwest and take the stairs, then stand near the middle. Usually this is the one where silencers go wild and retarget. Also to the right there is a portal that leads you into the quest for the Nightmare Teddy, which is just another pool, but with 6 terror slips. These creatures lower all skills heavily, so you got to stand as far as you can from the Ike, and only the person that does the most damage to all 6 will be able to open the drawer by the corner. It acts just like a normal respawn, so the next lap the terror slips will respawn and somebody else can do it and keep taking turns. This used to be a pool added to the lap just to avoid overkill back in the day, but that's no longer necessary since the permanent respawn speed. Now back to the actual lap, take the stairs by the south. This next pool is annoying since it is large and creatures spawn in the opposite ends, so you want to stand near here and have the paladin lure from the north, or optionally do the island in 2 pools, which does lower the XP a bit. Keep in mind this one also has 9 creatures, so if the RP lures everything, he will still need to tank 1 extra. Next up, take the stairs by the north and it takes you back to the first pool of silencers. Run through back to the northwest and this pool should also be dead, and even if it has any monsters, ignore them and go south to the stairs in the wall. Once teleported, go south into the island. Stand around here so the monsters from the south can come on their own. Then go south, ignore the stairs to the left which take you to the 5th pool you did. The stairs on the south are the ones you take and it leads you to a pool with 6 creatures. Stand near the north as the walls by the middle can block some attacks from the shooters. Next up, take the 2 stairs to the right and after the teleport, take the ones to the right again. This pool is the smallest with just 5 creatures, but it's on the way of the lap, so just do it. Stand near the north and keep in mind the structures on the south also block attacks, especially the debuff from the sorcerer, which RMS love to miss in this pool. Then go east and up the stairs twice. This takes you to the pool that will have been the next one if you decided to make the simpler lap instead. And for this one, sometimes monsters like to walk towards the north or the east sometimes, so if you don't see 6 monsters it's because of that. And with this pool, the lap is completed by going east and you will be back at the entrance. As I said at the start, it can be confusing at first, and that's normal, but the spawn is worth it. The raw experience for us was over 2.8k, which is pretty good, but the profit is also good, with around 150k per person the hour. However, the actual loot from the spawn is a pain to the EK, since it is mostly heavy items and for all sorts of NPCs, and I personally recommend to skip the Beast Layer access, which are heavy and bad in value, and optionally you might need to skip Guardian Shields as well, unless the RP helps to take out the loot. But that's all I got for this video. If you like the content, consider subscribing or supporting directly with Tibia coins to goodie donation. Thank you for watching and a special thanks to Tuna Hero, Night Star and Toro the Slasher.